And if any of this changes, you just need to let us know, okay?
Very good.
Because we will always refer to this before we speak with somebody about your care.
Very good.
Authorization for payment. This says, I certify the information given by me in applying for payment under Title XV111 of the Social Security Act is correct. I authorize release of all records required to act on this request. I request payment of authorized benefit from Medicare or other responsible payer be made in my behalf to Nightingale Home Health Care. And this goes on about if you did not have Part A benefits, which you do. So Medicare will be covering your charges. Should you have had insurance, I would have put in a number here of a percentage of what the insurance would pay for and any deductible or co-payment that applies. But since you're a Medicare beneficiary and that's who will be paying for these services, this insurance information here doesn't apply to you. Okay? So if you just want to initial there, we're going to put Medicare as your primary insurance and your insurance number and your initials. This is consent to photograph. I hereby consent for the agency to photograph, record my care, treatment, and services, and allow the agency to use these photographs or recordings for their internal use, for documenting my medical condition, or for insurance providers to document my condition for payment purposes. Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right, if you could initial there. Perfect. The last section here goes over advanced directives, and we talked about advanced directives earlier, and these are those questions that I said that we had to ask by law. You've already told me you don't have advanced directives, but I still need to ask them and have you answer them. I understand the Federal Patient Self-Determination Act of 1990 requires that I be made aware of my right to make health care decisions for myself. I understand that I may express my wishes in a document called an advance directive, so my wishes may be known when I am unable to speak for myself. I understand that I may discuss my wishes verbally with my physician and family, but writing down my health care choices in an advance directive document will make my wishes clear and may be necessary to fulfill legal requirements. So, I have a living will.
No.
Okay, we're going to mark no there. I have made a durable power of attorney for medical care.
Yes.
I have advanced directives other than listed above.
No.
No. And I have not executed an advance directive. And then I'm going to need you to sign under here. It says, I understand a copy of this consent form shall be valid as the original and shall remain in effect until I am discharged from the agency. I also understand I may revoke this consent in writing at any time. So if you want to sign there. Perfect. And I'm going to sign my name. And we're going to date it. And then we're going to do this all over again on the back page here so that you have a copy to keep at home.
Very good.
Okay. All right, Mr. Wilson, this is another consent form. It seems like we've signed a lot of consents, doesn't it?
It sure does.
We're almost to the end. This one is just I, William Wilson, then your Medicare number, and that's correct.
Right.
Gives permission to Nightingale Home Health Care to take care of my home health care under Medicare. No other agency is taking care of my home health care currently except Nightingale Home Health Care. I would like Medicare to make all payments to Nightingale Home Health Care, Inc. for the services I receive at home. I would also request no other home care agency should be reimbursed for these services.
Correct.
All right. If you could sign there and date it, please. Mr. Wilson, we're to the end of the forms. This is a form, it's called the Notice of Medicare Provider Non-Coverage. That's a big word, and basically what that means is the effective date the coverage of your current home health care services will end is February 3rd of the year 2012. So that's 60 days from today's start of care date.
Okay.
Should you want to appeal this decision or ask for an immediate appeal, that's what this information listed here is for. And a phone number at Medicare that you can call to appeal the decision, and then a place for your signature and the date. So I'm going to have you sign this form after you read through these statements here.
Very good.
Okay.
Thank you.
In conclusion, some important points to remember are: call the patient prior to the start of care visit to set up the appointment. Don't be late. This is very important. The patient's time is very valuable, and we want to be prompt and reliable. Inform the patient or caregiver that this visit will be longer than most visits. Request that the patient have their medications, insurance and Social Security cards, and any discharge instructions readily available. You will be verifying all of this information and going over medications, their side effects, and teaching with the patient during the start of care visit. Verify that the patient can sign their own consents. If not, arrange in advance for their power of attorney to be present at the start of care visit. Care cannot be provided until the consents are signed. Inform the patient you will be conducting a thorough physical and past medical history assessment. This is a very important component to the start of care visit.